this morning. The stage is set for Florida's only gubernatorial debate, and it's hosted by CBS 12.
And voters are ready to hear both candidates ahead of Election Day.
I think it's important to be able to ask each other questions and be able to point out exactly what they believe in and how they intend to govern.
Next, we'll tell you where both candidates stand on some of the big issues Floridians want to hear about tonight.
And coming up, what the latest poll numbers reveal about the governor's chances for re-election and the issues that matter the most to voters ahead of the midterms.
And early voting also kicks off this morning. We have details on a new program making it more convenient to cast your ballot in Palm Beach County.
It's a new day. This is CBS 12 News This Morning.
Here we go. It's a big day for Florida voters tonight. We are hosting the only gubernatorial debate in Florida. Good morning. I'm Matt Lincoln.
And I'm Sam Kerrigan. Governor DeSantis and his Democratic challenger, Charlie Crist, will go head-to-head on why they deserve your vote.
They will be talking about some of the most important issues on your mind before you cast your vote on Election Day.
We're going to get to all of this in just a bit, but first we want to get you out the door with a look at that forecast. We'll get right over to meteorologist Jennifer Collins.
Not a bad start to the day overall. Fairly quiet morning. We are seeing temperatures a touch on the more humid side, so a little bit more mild compared to the past few mornings we've had. Here's a live look from our Palm Beach International Airport camera. Temperatures this morning right around 69 degrees. Good morning to you. Dew point temperatures are very close to that actual temperature outside, so that indicates slightly more humidity in the atmosphere, and you probably noticed it heading out the door this morning. We are tracking a few light showers that have been working their way onshore in parts of the Treasure Coast. Even in parts of northern Palm Beach County, areas like Jupiter, Juneau Beach have seen a light shower working their way through the region as well. We have a little bit of low-level moisture just offshore, so an onshore wind will push a bit of that moisture onto our coastline through the morning today. Temperatures are in the upper 60s. We're even sitting at 72 degrees in Boca. We're still seeing that humidity in the atmosphere, and with that onshore wind, it's causing temperatures to be a touch on the more muggy side in some spots. You're looking at our forecast, mid-70s by mid-morning. We'll all be in the 80s by lunchtime, with highs in the lower to middle 80s for this afternoon.
Jen, thank you. It's 6:02, and right now road closures already in place around the Sunrise Theater in Fort Pierce ahead of tonight's debate. By 3 o'clock this afternoon, Depot Drive, Atlantic Avenue, and 2nd Street will all be closed. Street parking will also be limited in the area, but all of the roads are expected to reopen by 8 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Let's take a look right now. Sunrise Theater in Fort Pierce. We are hours away from the highly anticipated gubernatorial debate tonight. CBS 12 News hosting the only televised debate between Governor DeSantis and the challenger Charlie Crist.
The governor has made national headlines over talks about being a possible presidential contender for the Republican Party. And Charlie Crist has been our governor before, back when he was a Republican. He has since switched parties.
We got team coverage here as we get you ready for Election Day. Everything from early voting, what a recent poll is saying about the race for governor, and what voters want to hear from the candidates.
But we want to start with CBS 12's Mike Magnoli, who has a preview of both campaigns ahead of tonight's anticipated debate.
Governor DeSantis appearing at CPAC earlier this year, calling Florida the freest state in these United States. The governor enabled small businesses to stay open, while other states were shutting them down. He's made parental rights and parental choices for vaccines and masks and school curriculum staples of his agenda. If he wins a second term, he'd be our governor until 2026. But the next presidential election is in 2024. Will he seek his party's nomination? Among Florida Republicans, he's polling higher than former President Trump.
Literally, I get asked that everywhere I go.
Charlie Crist is a Democratic congressman from Florida's 13th congressional district, the St. Petersburg area. He resigned his seat on Capitol Hill to run for governor. He's on offense in tonight's debate. He's attacked nearly every major policy Governor DeSantis has spearheaded. And most recently, he's called out the governor for putting migrants on flights to Martha's Vineyard in liberal Massachusetts.
This is the inappropriate way to do it.
Reproductive rights will be covered in tonight's debate. Many voters, especially women, may consider that when casting their ballots. The governor is pro-life, Crist pro-choice.
I believe in a woman's right to choose.
The governor will point to all of the new residents who have moved to Florida as an indicator that he's right on the way he runs things.
People vote with their feet, and if they're coming to Florida and they're fleeing some of these other states, that's telling you something.
We've lost almost 80,000 of our fellow Floridians as a result of how we've handled this pandemic.
DeSantis is an outspoken critic of President Biden. Crist an ally.
It's important that the president stay on task and keep doing what he's doing.
Let's focus on inflation. Let's focus on getting gas prices down. Let's focus on the border, which has been a total disaster.
Right now, simple numbers. Florida has more registered Republican voters than Democrats. Incumbent Governor DeSantis has to only keep Republicans with him. But for Crist, bringing Republicans across party lines into his camp is mission critical. And tonight is an opportunity to do that.
Okay, so now you're ready for this debate, we're ready. And just a short time ago, I was having a conversation with Liz Carantes. One of the things we were talking about was what makes for a good moderator. Listen.
I think a good moderator is someone who is in control of the room, but also very, very neutral. Especially now when we are just so divided as a country, as a state. People are picking their sides, they have their candidates. You cannot, as a moderator, look like you're favoring one or over the other, which is why I like the format we've chosen.
That is class right there. And if she has to, she is ready to rein in any kind of sass from the candidates. We are certainly looking forward to a lively debate. We want a spirited debate, but she is here to make sure that it is orderly and we get to as many questions as possible. We're reporting from the Sunrise Theater in Fort Pierce. I'm Mike Magnoli, CBS 12 News.
And as Liz said, for weeks, CBS 12 News, we've been hearing from you about the topics you want the candidates to address in tonight's debate. We've received a lot of questions that you want our Liz Carantes to ask. We've also gone out to the streets to ask voters in our area what's on their minds as they head to the polls. And our Stephanie Valderrama is joining us now live from the Sunrise Theater in Fort Pierce. Stephanie, what do voters say?
Yes, good morning. This is something a lot of people are looking forward to watching. And one thing we noticed when we talked to voters is that everyone wanted to hear something different. We actually spoke to Susan Stroke. She was born here in Palm Beach County, and this is what she had to say.
I feel that Governor DeSantis is going to show his true leadership skills and preface what he's done for our state. And I think the two candidates will be shown way far apart in what their platforms stand for.
So we also spoke with Matthew McCollum. He's a new Florida resident, just moved down here from New Jersey. And while he's already made up his mind about who he's going to vote for, he is interested in seeing how each candidate does present their platform.
I'm set in my ways. I know what I'm looking at, and I already know. I've already done enough research to know where they stand and what they stand on different issues, and so there's nothing really that can change it. The only reason I'm really watching is to see how they do. So nothing's going to change my mind in that debate.
So if you take a look at your screen right now, these are some of the big topics that a lot of people have contacted us about. They're interested in hearing about it. We're talking about immigration, education, gun control, border protection, and the economy. Now, we do want to remind anyone at home there is still time. In the event you want to submit your question, all you have to do is go to floridadebate2022.com to get started. Reporting live in Fort Pierce, Stephanie Valderrama, CBS 12 News.
Stephanie, thank you. This morning, there's a new poll showing which way voters are leaning in the race for governor. The new poll from Florida Atlantic University shows Governor DeSantis with a comfortable lead over Democrat Charlie Crist. Our Danielle DeRoss is at the live desk looking into the results. Danielle, what are you seeing this morning?
Well, Sam, if you're on Team DeSantis, this is what you want to see. This new poll gives DeSantis 51% of the vote. Meanwhile, Democratic challenger Charlie Crist 40%, according to this new poll from FAU. It gives the governor a comfortable lead over Crist, well beyond the poll's margin of error. FAU pollsters surveyed 719 Florida voters across the state shortly after Hurricane Ian. Voters gave DeSantis strong marks for his handling of the hurricane with a 63% approval rating. His overall approval rating sits at 53%. This poll found that the most important issue to voters right now is inflation. 36% of those surveyed said that was their top issue right now. In second place, 19% ranked threats to democracy as their biggest concern. Meanwhile, abortion, this is interesting. Just 9% of surveyed voters said that was their top concern. Crist has made access to abortion a focus of his campaign. This poll also found in a hypothetical presidential matchup between DeSantis and Joe Biden, DeSantis in Florida would lead the president 48 to 42%. Now, according to one of the main researchers behind this poll, all of this signals that Florida's status as a battleground swing state may now be in question, with the Republican incumbent predicted to have an 11-point lead and high voter approval. Matt and Sam.
Danielle, thank you. Even though tonight's debate is not open to the public, we still want to hear from you. We want you to join the conversation on your favorite social media platforms. All you have to do is post using the hashtag FLGovDebate.
Starting today, you can make your voice and your vote count in the race for governor and the other important races in our area. In just hours, polls will open for early voting in Palm Beach, Indian River, and St. Lucie counties. CBS 12's Kara Duffy is now joining us live from the Summit Main Library in West Palm Beach. Kara, what do voters need to know today?
Well, Matt, this is just one of 21 early voting locations here in Palm Beach County alone, plus several secure drop box locations are spread out across the area. This is where, starting at 7 o'clock this morning, people can come to cast their ballot early. Now, if you do plan to come to the polls during early voting, there are a few things you need to keep in mind. First, you'll want to bring along with you a current and valid photo and signature ID. This could be a Florida driver's license, passport, military, or student ID, just to name a few examples. Unlike Election Day, you will not need to go to a designated polling location, so any of the early polling places will be allowed here in Palm Beach County. There's also a new program this year making it easier than ever to vote early. You can now make an appointment online to early vote at any of the locations. You just pick the time and place most convenient for you. Come Wednesday, Matt and Sam, it'll be Martin County's turn to join in on early voting, and just keep in mind that different counties vary when it comes to polling hours, as well as the different polling locations. So be sure to check with your local supervisor of elections office before you head out.
Kara, thank you. Also, if you're not planning on heading to the polls, don't forget you have until this Saturday to request a vote-by-mail ballot. You can do that by sending an email to your supervisor of elections office, going in person, or by calling the office. You have until Election Day at 7 p.m. to turn in your ballot.
6:12 now. A plane crashes down in the middle of a park in Palm Beach County. Next, we'll tell you where it was coming from and what happened to the pilot. Plus, Tua returns for Sunday Night Football, but it was the defense standing tall for the Dolphins. We've got the highlights from Hard Rock coming up in 5 minutes. You're watching CBS 12 News This Morning, the one to turn to.